Do you live and breathe the beautiful game? Dream about the biggest soccer moments?
Or maybe you just want to hear some unfiltered takes from real fans like you.
Welcome to Futbol Unfiltered, where the passion for soccer knows no boundaries.
Meet your panel, Carl Phillip, JD, Yanel, and Coach. From the world's biggest matches to those unforgettable moments that made us fall in love with and the rising stars shaping soccer's future, you'll find it all here. Join us every week for Futbol Unfiltered, the bilingual soccer podcast that speaks your language, your passion, and your love for the game. Futbol Unfiltered, where soccer's heart beats louder.
Hey, welcome everyone to another episode of Futbol Unfiltered. So we have a packed house tonight. So let me do the introduction. Obviously, I'm your host, Carl Philippe. We've been doing it for a couple months now. So I'm gonna introduce my my packed panel. So we have obviously our resident Dr. JD. So JD, welcome, man.
Good evening. Good morning. Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you well. Yep.
Yeah, happy
So-
to be here, and we can talk about soccer.
Yep, it's gonna be a pack. It's gonna be a pack night tonight. And next one we have the guy, we call him, the fan, Alain Livier. What's going on? He's rocking this PSG jacket tonight, so he's all PSG. So we're gonna be talking about PSG tonight. So I'm glad that he's wearing that jacket, looking good, man. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to it. Excited to be here with you guys. So it's gonna be fun.
And lastly, we have my brother from another mother. His name is Hank Douglas. I grew up with him back in Haiti, and we play soccer together. So this is his first, appearance tonight. So hey, how you doing, Hank?
Doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you to invite me to this broadcast. I'm looking forward for that, man.
All right, let's get started, guys. It's been an interesting week. We got a lot going on. So let's start with the EPL, right? So right now we got Liverpool. Did Liverpool win the EPL already? What do you guys think? So let me start with JD first.
I would not say that they have already run the EPL, but I think they're very in good position. What happened this weekend, they were able to extend their winning streak, and now they are at least 13 points of Arsenal, who is second. So I think they're in very good shape to at least win the EPL this season. Yeah, definitely, especially the way that the team is playing, especially in the midfield, where the when you think about Gravenberch, Sloboslai, and the Argentinian midfielder McAllister, I think it's a great. They have great chemistry, and also at the front when you have Salah, who is playing his best football, and they have a good coach. I think it's all good ingredients for this team to be successful. So definitely, I think it's almost done. They are about to win that title this year.
So let me switch up to Hank. Hank, I know you're a soccer player, so so you've been part of any type of team, like a team that's doing really well, and then also, so when you're in a situation like that, when your team is really doing well, so what's your mindset as a player to keep that momentum so it doesn't go away?
One thing I do myself, I stay focused. Keep focusing and don't pay anything in mind. Keep focused on your goal and thrive it until you reach the end.
Yeah. So yeah, like for instance, yeah, especially right now. I mean, obviously Liverpool is doing really well in the EPL, and also they played in the Champions League. They had a tough game the other day when they barely won. So Ale, let me ask you a question. From a fan perspective, now that you know that your team, if let's say you're a Liverpool fan and your team is doing really well, and then also you have the Champions League. So when you look at it, would you shift your focus as a fan? Would you like the team to shift the focus now on the Champions League, even though you know that they're in good position to win the EPL?
That's a very good question, Coach. Wow. As a fan, I think there's a bit more glory when you win the Champions League because you don't get to win it all the time. So if you have the best chance to win the Champions League and the team is solid, I will say try to win it both, right? I don't think it's gonna hurt you, but I think there's slightly more glory. I think for the EPL, there's about 16 games left or 9 games left. I mean, I'm trying to figure out. They have like a game with Arsenal at the end, so they're getting close to potentially lock it down, but it's going to be tight. But I think there's more glory in winning, I think, especially for those players, the Champions League. That's me. I mean, you guys are soccer players. What do you guys think? Is it the Champions League is like the World Cup of club soccer,
You're
right?
right. Yep. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the Champions League is like the World Cup, but the EPL also has a lot of teeth as well too. So when a team wins the EPL, especially, I mean, when you think about it, the EPL is the most watched league in the world. Is the biggest league right now in the world. So I think winning the EPL has a lot has a lot of teeth to it. But you're right. I mean, the Champions League is like a World Cup. It's a big tournament, so and it's very hard. So you're competing against the best team in Europe. So you wanted to win it, because it's how hard it is. So last time Liverpool won the Champions League, was it like 5 or 6 years ago? I don't remember when. But it's been a while since they won it. So obviously they went away, but at the same time, it's been a while since they won the EPL as well too. So I think that they tried. I think winning both leagues, both tournament will be good for them. So I think the biggest thing right now is to stay injury free. So before I move forward, we got Alex here. Alex, what's going on, buddy?
I'm good. And you?
It's been a while since I saw you, man. Great to see you tonight. Hey, I see you wearing a Miami jersey. What soccer player are you wearing right now?
Messi.
Ah, here we go, man. Hey, we appreciate you, but tonight we're not going to talk about Messi. Obviously, we're talking about Liverpool, and I know Joe kind of mentioned Salah. Is this the year that Salah going to win the Ballon d'Or the way he's playing?
I think if he wins the Champions Leagues, oh, sorry, who's supposed to?
You're good. You're good.
No,
You're good.
it's fine. You can go.
Oh, I was saying that if Salah wins the Champions League and the EPL, he deserve it for sure.
So, Alex, what you think, buddy?
I think that if he wins the Premier League and he wins the Champions League, as he said, maybe if he gets the top scorer for this season, beating the likes of Erling Haaland, that would probably boost his chances of winning the Ballon d'Or.
Joe, what do you think?
No, there's no doubt in my mind. It looks like this is the year for Salah to win the Ballon d'Or. If you look at his stats with Liverpool this year, it's very exceptional. So 27 goals already, 17 assists just in the Premier League. So I think he's in a very great position. With the other players that's getting closer to him, I would say is Rafinha from Barcelona, or Harry Kane, or even Dembele in PSG. I know we'll talk about PSG, but definitely Salah has been consistent throughout the season. And Liverpool is doing well, not just in the EPL, but also in the Champions League. So I think this is a year where we don't have international tournaments like the African Cup. So I think winning, like we mentioned, winning the EPL and obviously the Champions League will put a player in a very good position. But he's very strong. Like I mentioned, 27 goals just in the EPL. So Salah for me is all favorite to win that Ballon d'Or this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, he's playing really well, but he has played he has played well in the past before, and then they still didn't win the Ballon d'Or. So sometimes it's kind of funny how they determine who wins the Ballon d'Or. So hopefully he put himself in a great situation. I really like what Rafinha is doing over in Barcelona. He's playing really really well, and that goal that he scored against Benfica was on him, right? So he stole the ball and they had a great shot. So and they scored. But anyway, so obviously we're talking about Salah. I think he's due for one. He's been playing at the high level for the last 5 to 7 years. So if this is the year for him, I mean, obviously he's not competing against the likes of Messi and Ronaldo. So I think this is a great opportunity for him to win the Ballon d'Or. So I think for
Can I throw something in the mix?
yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Alan.
I was
I mean,
gonna say something.
yeah, how about Mbappe though? I mean, lately he's been kind of on fire. I mean,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
are we
he's
gonna
part of,
just
he's in
neglect what
contention
he's been
for it.
doing?
No,
Yeah.
So
no,
here's
definitely
the
Mbappe.
thing. Here's the thing
Go
I
ahead.
see with Liverpool, right? Mbappe, yeah, you're right. Mbappe's been on fire. They've been playing well lately,
No,
but he's been playing well lately. But when you're looking at Liverpool, Liverpool has been the most consistent team throughout the whole season. So,
correct.
they've been the most consistent team, and every tournament. I mean, you're looking at somebody like Mbappe. I mean, Real Madrid had to play in a playoff to get in around a 16, but Liverpool's been on fire. But again, you never know. So let's say that Liverpool get to play Real Madrid in the Champions League final, and Mbappe just tear it up. So Mbappe might end up winning the Ballon d'Or. But yes, you're
Yeah.
right. I think it's too early. I think it's too early to say that Salah already got that in the bag. But I
Mhm.
think that he's playing well, and this is his best opportunity to win it. That's why I look at it. I think this is his best opportunity to win it. But it doesn't mean that Mbappe is not. It's not always saying that Salah's gonna. It's a lock. It's a
Right.
lock for him. He's gonna win it. But I think he's in the best
It's favorite.
position
Yeah.
right now to win it.
But also, I think it would be historical for on a different level. If you think about it, last time and the only time we had an African that won the Ballon d'Or, that was 1995, George Weah. So just imagine
Wow.
after almost 20 years having Salah winning it this year, that would be exceptional. And like I said, it would not be just a gift to him because the guy's been putting the numbers, not only scoring goals but also in assists. So I think I think overall is the favorite for me to win it. But like Ali mentioned, I would not count out Mbappe or Harry Kane or even Vinicius Junior, the Brazilian. So I think but as we're getting closer to May, which is definitely the month that we have to look for, where you have the final of the Champions League and also the leagues. Getting to close to the end. I think definitely we have to. I'm rooting for Salah definitely because, like you mentioned, it's not just now the second part of the season, but you have to look at the whole season. Throughout the season, he has been
Right.
very consistent, and
Yeah.
definitely, I would be happy to see him winning it.
Good. So so I just drop a question for all the viewers that are watching us right now. So just what will Salah win the Ballon d'Or this year? So let the debate start. And also another question for the viewers as well too is will Liverpool win both the EPL and the Champions League? So we let the debate go in, and and let the better people that like to bet on games tell us exactly what they think is gonna happen next. So, JD, while you were talking, you mentioned Harry Kane that's playing for Bayern. So this weekend, Bayern lost. So what's going on with the German Giants, man?
No, that was amazing. All three teams that are part of still in the Champions League, they all lost. Bayern lost, and Leverkusen as well. Same thing for Dortmund. So it was amazing that Dortmund, Bayern, and Leverkusen, they all three of them lost. But Bayern is still in a good position. Now they have 61 points, and Leverkusen was following them as it's only 53. So definitely 8 points lead clear of Bayern Leverkusen. So I think this year in the Bundesliga, at least, I think Bayern is in a very good position to win it. And Leverkusen, what they did last year was extraordinary. They were able to win all their games, not losing one match. But this year, it's not the same team. It's not the same focus. So I think with Company as a new coach for Bayern Munich this year, definitely they're in good position to win the Bundesliga.
So, hey, let me ask you a question. So, again, I want to looking at from a player perspective. So, when you're a big, giant like the Bayern, and obviously, as JD just mentioned, that you got all these teams that are playing in the Champions League that lost, in this weekend, and obviously we have this weekend coming up. They got to go back in the Champions League. So when you think about it as a player, after you lose, in that fashion, so what's your mindset to get ready, to play the next game? Is this one of those that, okay, it's behind me, I got to focus on the next one?
Yeah, you just gotta keep focused on the next. Keep moving on to the next one. Just like what's in the past, and you just learn from your mistakes. What you learned is if you made a mistake from the back or from the front, and in next game you don't do those, and then you can focus on being perfect and keep thriving and keep going. That's what you got to do. You can't move. You can't think about the past anymore. Pass it in the past.
Yeah. So, Alex, let me ask you a question. What do you think the chances for Bayern to win the Champions League based on what you've seen so far?
I think that they have a chance still, but it will be hard to like make a comeback. I don't know. It's really tough because I know they have like a lot of struggles in the Bundesliga, the regular season. So I think that they just have to like focus and just have set goals to win the Champions League.
Ale, let's flip the script here. Now you have a team that's been dominating for a long time. The I can't even
The
talk.
Bundesliga, yeah.
Bundesliga right now, and then, but at the same time, as you mentioned earlier, you're looking at the Champions League as the World Cup, right? As the World Cup for all the clubs. So from a business standpoint, right? So obviously, Bayern winning the Bundesliga, it's not gonna really move the needle. So
Correct.
do you feel like that it would be more important to focus on the Champions League, or what's your take on it?
Again, a very good question, Coach. I appreciate the question. I think, honestly, I think if they don't win, here's my take. If they don't win the Bundesliga and they win the Champions League, they're still gonna get a lot of clout, right? So I'm more of a Champions League kind of fan. I want to see them do better at that level because my thing is typically if you do well, if your team is ready to win and play in the Champions League and you are gonna dominate, the likelihood of you winning your home championship is higher, right? So we hope that intensity, right? That intensity and that drive is going to propel them to do well locally. So I think the focus should always be, guys, let's shoot for the Bundesliga. Let's fix those defensive errors that they made recently last week. They had some technical issues, defensive errors, red cards were being given. You guys are more into the soccer sphere than I am. But to answer your question, Coach, I will focus on the, again, Champions League, and I hope that goal and that focus is going to help me close the gaps locally so I could win my national tournament. That's my take, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, JD, let me ask you one more thing. So when you're looking at Bayern, you're looking at Dortmund. Uh, which German team that you feel like have the best opportunity to make it far in the Champions League?
Oh, definitely Bayern Leverkusen, if they can concentrate and play the way they played last year. Bayern has dominated the Bundesliga for so many years, winning almost 10 cham- um championship in a row. And last
Uh-huh.
year, you had that one championship that Leverkusen got. And like I said, they had a great unbeaten run for almost 43 games. And then this year, like I said, it's not the same focus, but they still have a great coach, Xavi Alonso. And I think they can go really far in the Champions League. Bayern has an issue. They have a new coach, and he's trying to put his footprints on the team. But I think we have to give him some time. But definitely, they can go far because of their history. But if I have to choose, definitely Bayern Leverkusen. Dortmund, they're not doing so well even in the Bundesliga. So I'm not sure, if they can go far in the Champions League. We have to see. But definitely, I would put my money on Leverkusen
Yeah,
for this one.
and Dortmund did not look good on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Tuesday? Tuesday.
Yeah,
When
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. They did not look good at all. And also they were playing at home, and
Yeah,
I thought that was a poor showing from the team. So
yeah.
I know in this show we sometimes, I mean, we kind of give the coaches some love at some point, but and I'm
Especially
glad
one,
that
right?
no, but we like sometimes we too player focused, right? We too player focused, like we talk about the players and stuff like that. But I'm really glad that you brought it up, right? So if you were a betting man, right? So you were a betting man, and you were like, okay, when you're looking at the coaching staff, and when you're looking at coaching staff between the three German teams that you mentioned, so and if we want to rate it, which team that which coach that you put at the top, of your list right now?
No, Xavi Alonso, definitely. Xavi Alonso, it's the good thing about him is he has an identity. You can tell when you see the team, you can tell that's the Xavi Alonso style of coaching. He used those pivot guys, and he used those not fullbacks. That's the left and right backs that can
The
also
wingers?
play.
You mean the wingers?
They can play as wingers, but and also they can play as wing back, meaning like they can be in the middle and able to attack, but also to defend. So definitely, he's a world class. He was a world class player. Now I would say a world class coach, and I like his tactical acumen. So definitely for me, Xabi Alonso would be my choice.
So I'm gonna ask Hig and Alex the same question because they're still playing. So Hig, when you're looking at those coaches, who do you feel more comfortable with your style of play, that you feel more comfortable playing for?
I would say company is the way company is playing with especially last year to this year.
Mhm.
I think he's doing like a amazing job with the team. And now look at them during first. The team is doing good, so they only lost 2 games. So I like his style. I think because he's a good defender as well. So I like his style of playing. I do.
How about you, Alex?
I think Xavi Alonso, because as JD said, he really brings the team. He's more tactful, and he can like especially the wing backs. He gets like players who can play defensively and they
And
can
attack.
attack like
Mhm.
Grimaldo. They can
Yes.
just go on
Frimpong.
the wing and then just cross it in, and then someone's always there. It's more compact. It's more tight. They have the a nice formation too to play with.
Mhm.
See, I love it, man. This is the beauty of the show. We can just put ourselves and a team and say, this is who we want to play for. So, Ale, I'm going to flip it, like from a business standpoint. So, if you're looking at those three teams, so who you think have the biggest, that can bring the most people, like people will get more excited. So, fans will be like, oh, we really want to watch that team play in the final amongst those three teams. You
That's
think
easy.
what you think that? Huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, coach.
I said, which one you think got the biggest pool out of those three?
Bayern, man, Bayern Munich. That's number one. That's what it is. It's always
Right.
been. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I don't even know, but all those things you're talking about, like when they're playing, I don't even look at them. I just want to look at Bayern. I'm. It's like all those little tactical decisions. The coach, like, I don't care. I want Kane to score goals. I want to see him play in the Champions Leagues. That's what I care about. So I think, yeah, it's great that those other teams are doing a lot of things. It's like, and I'm gonna talk about the NBA a little bit. It's like nobody cares about OKC or Cleveland, right?
Uh-oh.
They're number ones in the
Uh-oh.
West, in the East,
Uh-oh.
but all we talk about is the Lakers, the Warriors, the Celtics, you know. But
Yeah.
name three players that plays in OKC. I don't know them. I know there's an SGA guy. That's it. But about it, go back to your
Something that
question.
from
Bayern Munich is the team. I think I want them to do well, and I want them to go ahead and entertain us in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
No, but one thing I just wanted to add is, like, Harry Kane never won any title. So I don't know if it's a bad sign for Bayern Munich, or maybe he will break that curse. But just for the record, he never won anything.
Yeah, even
Unfortunately, with England or with Tottenham, and now with Bayern. Yeah.
even at the local level, like people said. So I don't know. So hopefully they can win the Bundesliga this year, and then he can have a trophy.
Well,
But yeah, that's a good point. But anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna get back in a couple like
They said
seconds.
dads can't stay fit. We disagreed. Fit Dad Community began with a simple idea: empowering fathers to lead, inspire, and thrive. Transform your routine with our exclusive collection, crafted for your active lifestyle. Ready to join our tribe and redefine fatherhood? Shop now and save, because being strong never goes out of style.
All right, we're back. So we got Al here rocking his PSG jacket, man. Hey, I really love it, man. I really love it. It looks good, man. It looks really good. So obviously we kind of mentioned Dembele before. So he had a good game today. When he scored like 2 goals. Let me bring it up quick. Yeah. So he scored like 2 goals today. So it's Dembele. So that's another guy, man. We're not talking about Dembele. I know Al is all about the Jordan brand, so he's talking about the Jordan brand, and then he loves it. He's rocking it right now. So I'm gonna start with you first, man. Do you want to see PSG in the Champions League final?
Why not? Why not? I think PSG will be a great. I don't want to use the word slap, right? But that will be a great comeback to Mbappe's right departure. I know he left them for Real Madrid. So if
Yeah.
they can kind of say, you know what, thanks, but no thanks, we're able to still make it to the finals, and we have great players, and I think that will be a big win for the club if they can show up this year and make it to the finals. So yes, I would love to see them make it to the finals this year.
So JD, let me ask you this question. Messing up with my stuff. Is this the best Dembele that we've seen? Is that the
Oh,
Dembele that we've been waiting
yeah.
for, and we finally see him out?
I think that Dembele, we haven't seen him since his early days with Dortmund. That's his former club, and that's where they discover him before he get transferred to Barcelona. But I can tell you, this year actually, the first part of the season, everybody was on Dembele talking about how bad he was playing. At some point, even the fans were asking if they can transfer him to another team. But now you have Dembele. I don't know what happened. It's almost like a miracle. So early in the season, he had some issue with the coach, Luis Enrique, who actually sat him down for a few games. And then they had a conversation, I don't know with whom. And since then, we have a new Dembele. And now he's the best player, I would say, in La Ligue 1 because with 20 goals, and even that game that you're referring yesterday against Rennes, he was not even a starter, and then he came on during the second half and scored 2 goals in the stoppage time. So definitely he's on the cloud, and I think this team overall, the PSG team, I would agree with Alan. They deserve to go really far in the Champions League. Not even mentioning the League 1 because they are 16 points clear of Marseille. So they're about to win that League 1 once again. But definitely they deserve to go further in the Champions League. Too bad they have to play against Liverpool in round 16 of Champions League. But I think I would not be
Which they
surprised.
lost. They lost the first
They
round.
lost the first leg, but
Mhm.
I think if you look at that game, they deserve more than Liverpool in that game. But I
Yep.
think it would be a surprise for me if next week they able to pass the round 16 and beat Liverpool. So yes, like Alan said, that would be a nice story to tell. A team that has gotten better after all the star players left. Not just Mbappe last year, but before that, Messi, before that, Neymar. So definitely that would be a good comeback story, and just to show like chemistry in football is as much important as to have star players.
So, hey, I'm going to answer that question from a player perspective. As you can see that, like JD mentioned, that Dembele was struggling at the beginning of the year to the point that they want him to get transferred. So, from a player perspective, what are the things that players looking for to kind of change their game mid-season? What are the things that they try to do, to try to change their game mid-season?
For me, honestly, for example, I'm going to go with the Dembele guys, especially with Dembele. So last year it was more like Mbappe was the guy, right? So he wasn't performing the way he wanted to, so he kind of lack a little bit. And the beginning of the year, he was still trying to figure it himself out again because like now Mbappe is gone. So now, like JD said, he has a problem with the coach. Now they talk about it, to resolve their issue. And now look, he's playing like amazing. He's playing like a MVP right now, right? So I think from him talking to the coach and they have a good chemistry, good understanding, and give him the motivation and give him the confidence to go back to playing the performance that he's playing right now.
Good. So, Alex, do you feel like PSG has what it takes to beat Liverpool?
Yes, I do. I feel like I watched the first game between Liverpool and PSG, and I have to say Liverpool should not have won that game. it was completely PSG's side. PSG had 27 shots on goal, and
Yes.
Liverpool only had 2. And it was
Right.
it was,
You're lucky.
and the way Dembele was playing, the way PSG was playing, they wanted it. They wanted it. But Harvey Elliott at the last minute of the game, or the last few minutes of the game, he got lucky. I feel like, yeah, PSG have a chance, and especially to go to the finals, because last year, we saw Real Madrid go to the finals. It was like a prediction of Real Madrid and PSG, but Dortmund won. But it would be nice to see maybe PSG and Real Madrid again, maybe to see if that would work. And yeah, I think they have a chance,
Not,
especially against Liverpool.
not Barcelona.
Yeah, that was a horrible game.
Alex on the other Alex is
Hey,
on the other
Alex,
side
I
of the
agree.
fence.
I agree with you, man.
Yeah,
I agree
Alex
with
is
you.
on the other side of the fence, man. But yeah, this is great, Alex. No, you absolutely right. I mean, when that's the problem with soccer, man. Soccer is a cruel game. I mean, PSG had 27 shots, and all it takes Liverpool is 2 shots. So when you're looking at efficiency, I mean, Liverpool was the most efficient team, right? Because 2 shots, and so they're like 50% were PSG. PSG were like 0% because none of the shots score. But maybe PSG need to come out on next game with the jacket that Al is wearing today. Maybe that's what they need to be wearing to win the game.
Disclosure.
But
Disclosure.
Yeah.
This is straight from Paris, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I just
Let's
wanted
go.
to kind of, just wanted to
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah,
he
okay.
got it. Hey, this is Alan for you. He gotta say
Hey,
it.
you should have
you
your
know,
last name. Hey, you should have your last name under the badge too.
you know. I'm just
I
waiting.
know,
But no,
I
that's
know.
good, man. That's good.
That's
Hey,
good.
everything you guys are saying are great. Hey, this is good insight. So for people that watching us live today, we want to ask this question: is do you see PSG as what it takes to beat Liverpool first? I'm not even talking about winning the Champions League because they down 1 goal and then they have to go in the second leg and beat Liverpool. Do you see that PSG got what it takes to win the next game? And also, is Dembele is having his best year, in his career this year? So we let everybody else debate that. We let everybody tell us what they think. So let's move to the next topic, which is, guess what? We got the World Cup qualifier coming up and at the end of the month, and we got some guys that returned after a long layoff, and Neymar. So obviously, Brazil and Argentina just gave out
That's
the
right.
squad who gonna be playing, and Neymar made that team. So what do you guys think? I'm gonna start with Alan first, since he's Neymar biggest fan. So what you obviously one of the games that Brazil's gonna play, they gonna play against Argentina at Argentina. So I know JD mentioned that in the past before. It could be the last time we see Neymar and Messi play on the same game.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna let you have it, Alan. What would you think? What do you think? What would you think about Neymar coming back to the national team?
Well, I think last month we talked about this, right? We talked about him going back to Brazil and trying to get in shape, trying to get his rhythm back, so he could get ready for the World Cup qualifiers and hopefully help Brazil make it to the World Cup. I think that would be a great thing for soccer. Neymar still has a lot of clout over Brazilian football. Messi also he just won the World Cup. I think for the game, you cannot have a World Cup without Messi, without Neymar, without Brazil and Argentina. So although I'm a little bit more confident about Argentina's chances of making it to the World Cup, I'm a little bit skeptical about Brazil, but Brazil has always made the World Cup. Brazil is the only team who's always made the World Cup since we started this tournament, right? So I'm hopeful. I hope Neymar is back in shape. I hope it's gonna really help La Seleção get there. And then once we get there, it's open season, right? Everything's possible. So I'm hopeful.
Hey, what's your taking? What's your take on Neymar coming back after a long layoff to the Seleção?
For Brazil, even though I'm a Brazilian fan, so I'm happy for him because I feel like Brazil in this, especially like in midfield, they need a guy like Neymar who can create. Right now, they have nobody. They have a lot of guys. You have Rafinha, but those guys who have wing guys, but nothing in the middle that can create to give those guys the ball. So I feel like him on the team give them a big boost.
Good, Alex. Between so have you had a chance to looking at those two teams, and then who you think it has the strongest is the strongest between the two of them, between Argentina and Brazil?
Well, I feel like it's kind of I don't know. It's between the two. I mean, obviously Argentina winning the World Cup, they have a strong team, but and especially Neymar coming back to the Brazilian national team is a great thing because they have a lot of wingers like Vini and Rafinha, and then they have a strong but not so strong midfield between Grimaraz and Paqueta. But if they can get Neymar, who's more in the middle between the attack and the midfield to produce chances, pass in between the players, and he has more of a impact with, of course, with him having experience. He can really tie up the midfield, especially with the chemistry, as we saw like in the World Cup in 2022. He can really find his way around and also aid the center forward, which I think will be Rafinha. I mean, not Rafinha, Richarlison. I'm not too sure, but whoever's in front, Neymar can always help, and they can do a little like 1-2s around the box and have more opportunities to score. But on the other side, Argentina are more they're more, how can I say this? They're more dependent on certain players such as Lautaro Martinez and Messi. And then their midfield is much stronger than the Brazilian midfield. And they may have like more shots outside the box while Brazil are more dribbling. Like it really depends. And then the midfield and the defense is definitely with Argentina.
JD, I want to put that up. I want to put that team for you. Obviously, you see Messi with the armband, looking fresh and clean. But obviously, this is not the final. This is not the final one. Obviously, that was over like 25 players. But it was good to see Echeverri have that call up. Hopefully, he's part of the last 23 players. So when you're looking at this team, what exactly strikes you when you're looking at this team?
No, definitely Argentina is one of the strongest team in the world now since they won the World Cup, and Messi is still able to play and provide for this team. And when you look at this team, it's a mix of young players and experienced players that have been with the team for a long time. If you see, a lot of the names are the ones who were there in 2022 and won the World Cup. So Argentina is in a very good position in the qualifiers. They are in the lead, and Brazil, on the other hand, is at the 5th place. And as you know, it's 6 teams that will qualify directly. So Brazil has to show up and do better. And I think definitely they will push this time, especially now. There's a new shift in the team. It's like the focus is not only to bring players that are playing in Europe, but also to use the one that are in Brazil. If you look at Brazil, the squad that the call-ups for the next 2 games, they have 7 players, 4 of them from Flamengo. So the shift now is to use those players playing in Brazil in the national team. But as far as Argentina, like you mentioned, some of the youngsters like Echeverri that will play now for Manchester City. I think it's a mix of, like I said, young players and experienced players, but definitely Argentina is in a good shape, and I hope Brazil can show up and give them a run for their money this time. I know Alan would be very happy to see that, especially what happened the last time when those two teams played in Brazil and Brazil lost. So hopefully Brazil can do better this time, and I hope also I can bring you guys some pictures because I'll be in that game, Brazil versus Argentina. So but unfortunately I won't be wearing a Brazilian or Argentinian jersey, Ale. Don't worry. So we'll see.
I think
So
I think
we got John Noon. We got John Noon. He
Oh,
made a
Brazil winning the next one. I
yeah
think so. I
yeah
think
yeah.
so.
He
I
said
think
Brazil
so.
gonna win the next World Cup. So obviously all the
Oh, the
Brazilian fans.
next World Cup, not just the
Yeah,
next Classico, not just the
uh,
Classico.
I don't know what John. I think John is talking about the World Cup, man. So so he even mentioned, he said that with Messi spending the last 2 years in the MLS compromising his game, he's the best player in the world, should be in Europe. So John is going in, man.
Yeah, he's going
John,
in. He's going in.
thank you for those comments. Those are great comments. Obviously, John said that he was thinking about the World Cup, so he think Brazil gonna win the World Cup. So for me, Argentina, Brazil, regardless of what the teams are, what the call-ups are, or even if whoever it's first or fifth or sixth, it's always a tough game. So there's no what you call that. Somebody have the upper hand when they play. So it's a rivalry game, and it doesn't matter how good or bad a team is. It's always a tough game. Uh, so the thing is, Argentina got two big games. They play in Uruguay. Then after they play Uruguay, and then they play Brazil. So and Uruguay was beat Argentina in the first game. So obviously Argentina is gonna wanna get some revenge when they play Uruguay. And then after that game, usually those games, I don't care what people say, the South American World Cup qualifier is the toughest one.
Yeah.
Not even from a talent standpoint, even from the field perspective,
The
the weather,
schedule.
Quality.
and then it's harder to play the same team over and over and over and over than unlike the European qualifier. You might play a team, and this is the first time you play the team like in 10 years, right? It all depends on what group they put you in. But in South America, you play the same team every World Cup qualifier. Doesn't matter. So for me, you add that kind of you add this that kind of the aspect to it, the rivalry, the tension. Any games, it's a big game, and now you add those two big monsters with Argentina and Brazil. So I don't think Argentina. I mean, obviously, I'm an Argentina fan, but I think Argentina is gonna have the work cut out for them. So that's good that they have some depth in their team. But I don't think it's gonna be that easy for them because that's two big games that you have to play back to back. Playing against Uruguay and then playing Brazil afterwards, especially after you beat Brazil the first game. So it's interesting. Obviously, the World Cup qualifier, it's always a good thing. It looks like Mascherano is doing his best to save Messi for the World Cup qualifier because Messi hasn't been playing in like 3 games. What's up with that, JD?
No, I think Messi. I think he has what the official word about, from Inter Miami is Messi has an overload, muscular overload. That's the reason he hasn't played now 3 games in a row for Inter Miami. But like you mentioned, definitely is strategical. They try to preserve him for the Argentinian team, but yeah, that's the official reason why he didn't play those 3 games. And I think maybe the next game that they have to play in Jamaica, that will be maybe Messi's first game ever in Jamaica next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. So definitely he may come back. But yeah, definitely the plan is to keep him in good health so he can play again another World Cup for Argentina.
That's the beauty of having Argentina coaching your club team. So they have the country best interest at heart. So it's good to hear that Messi has the potential to play in Jamaica for the first time in his career. And then we have a guy here, Hey, who's also from Jamaica. So how do you feel about that, to have Messi to go to your home country and play for the first time ever?
Yeah, just like if we were going to Haiti, man, you'll be like excited. You'll be excited, right? So first time people are gonna see Messi for the first time, taking pictures. It's crazy. It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Actually, if I may add, actually they had to move the match to a bigger stadium because the team they are playing, they have a small stadium, the Cavalier FC, that can only afford take 6,000 people. Now they have to move the game to the national stadium, the office, like they call it, that 35,000 people can attend, and they were able to sold out those tickets in less than 1 hour when they're out. So you can see the frenzy that's awaiting this game. Hopefully, I hope they don't get disappointed that Messi can travel with the team, even though it's not sure because, like I mentioned, they said he's not injured, but he has an overload, muscular overload. So that means we'll wait to see. But that would be nice. And I'm rooting for the other team because there's a Haitian midfielder playing for Cavalier FC, San Milan. So hopefully, he can play and score against Messi. So we'll see. So I think the game is yeah. Go ahead.
It's gonna be a party, that's for sure. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Jamaicans know how to party, man. It's gonna be a party.
And they play well. They play well on the first leg. So let's see. It was only 2-0 and 2 late goals that Inter Miami, because of Suarez. But now we'll see. Maybe, who knows? That would be the headline. FC Cavalier got Messi and Inter Miami out of the championship.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe Ale, next time we have the show, he's rocking his FC Cavalier warm up.
Jamaica.
Yeah, he's rocking FC Cavalier warm up, man. We would love to see.
By the way, speaking of Messi, Alex, I thought you had the opportunity to see him play recently, huh? You want to share with the team what you saw?
Yeah, I saw Messi. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. At the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium. It was against Orlando. It was a nice game. I had a good seat, and we didn't have a lot of people around us, so it was nice to watch. And it was interesting because I was watching Messi. He had a chance to score, and then he tries to chip the goalkeeper for no apparent reason. It was just an open goal. And then it was just so funny because the goalkeeper grabbed it with one hand and showed Messi the ball in front of his face. And then the whole stadium was laughing. It was a nice game though. And I got to witness the last minute goal by Fafa. It was amazing. The stadium erupted. It was crazy, I have to say.
So speaking of Fafa, is he back from injury yet?
No, not yet. Not end of March because he has a left hamstring injury. So they hope he can be back by the end of the month. Yeah.
Yeah, those
Fafa
are
is
bad.
really good. It's a key player for Inter Miami. Great
Yeah,
Haitian international. Yeah.
yeah, that's good. So Alex, man, next time, did you take a lot of pictures from the game?
Yeah, I did.
So Alex, looks like you have a big fan in John Loom. You say shout out to Alex. He's very intelligent. He's
John
from
Lude.
yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, John. Hey, we hear you, and then we got the privilege to get Alex with us every day. I say every day, in a couple episodes to kind of share his intelligence with us. So, actually, we are very privileged to have him. So, the next thing we want to talk about, guys, Captain America is back, right? He's back from injury. So, he's back from injury. So what you guys? So today Pulisic play for AC
Yeah.
Milan
Yeah.
and
Yes,
had a
man.
good game and even score. So is it good? Is it? Are you guys happy to see him back? I'm gonna start with JD first.
Yeah, I watched the game. So basically, they were playing an away game from with against Lecce, and the game was 2-0, and Pulisic came in and then basically saved the day for AC Milan. So he had a very good start of the season, but unfortunately he got injured. But now he's back from injury and he's helping Milan, AC Milan, to stay in contention for the Champions League next year or any European tournament. So definitely that's good news for the US team, US national team. We know how important is Pulisic for the team. So we hope that he can keep that form, and we're gonna need him not only for the qualifiers but also for the World Cup. So definitely for the Gold Cup. I'm sorry. So definitely, I'm happy to see him back and helping the team win. So U.S. national team, by the way, looks very good. They have a lot of great players in Europe, and I think it's a good squad. They have a good coach, so we can just hope for the best for that team.
So Ale, let me ask you a question, man. So obviously, let's talk about protecting your franchise player. So when you're looking at somebody from Pulisic, he has some history of getting hurt. A lot of injuries. So how critical you think Pulisic is to, not only to AC Milan but also to the national team, to the U.S. national team?
Yeah, I think Pulisic is very important to the U.S. national team first because we're hosting the World Cup right here in a couple of years, actually next year.
Yeah.
And Pulisic, it sounds like he's gonna be the leader of the team, right? He's gonna have a lot of experience. He's well known. I think the U.S. need to demonstrate that they are determined to win something, right? I'm not saying gonna win the World Cup, but they need a very great showing like next year. And I think Pulisic needs to be healthy. He needs to be able to. They're gonna sell tickets regardless, but I think he needs to be in a better position than he is definitely today. For Milan, for AC Milan, I don't personally, guys. I haven't watched him that much playing for AC Milan. I always feel like I don't know it's because it's Pulisic. I never saw him at that same level as those other guys that play soccer, like those for some I don't know if it's because he's an American, I don't know what it is, but I know he's a good player, but he never struck me like a Messi type or Mbappe type or like a Kane type. I feel like he always fell short. And if you add his injuries on top of that, um, I feel like he's something is missing. So I think he's more valuable to the U.S. national team first than AC Milan. That's me.
I
So
agree with
hey,
you.
yeah, hey, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's he's the way people are like saying that he's a good player. I feel like he's overrated. So I think he's more like a medium player because like, he doesn't do much for AC Milan. Yeah, he passes and stuff like that. He's more the impact he will do is more maybe he's for United States, but that's about it for me. Because like I feel like I watched him play a few times and nothing exciting about him. For me personally, I don't see nothing exciting about him. But for the United States, maybe. But for me, got nothing.
So let's kind of flip it for to another thing. Obviously, he just came back from injuries. So what's the psyche of a player that's been out of the game for a long time, and then to try to get back in the game and then try to play at the highest level. And I'm looking at you two, Alex and Haig, that are currently playing. So how do you guys prepare yourself psychologically, especially when you always got the back in your head that, man, any bad step I can get hurt again and I'm going to be gone for a long time. So how did you guys navigate through that? So hey, you just got done talking, so I'm going to start with Alex first and then I'm going to flip to you. So how you guys navigate through that, especially after hopefully, Alex, you haven't have any injury yet that you have to be out for a long period of time. But what, from a player perspective, how you navigate through that?
I have had gotten injured for a short, maybe not too long, but a short, like a mid period of time, and it's not too bad because it depends how bad the injury is. Because depending on where the spot is, it may be harder to recover or easier to recover. Me, I got injured in my arm like last year. And so it wasn't too hard. I was able to practice still, maybe not in full games yet, but it's still you have to prepare yourself mentally, and you have to be able to not just be lazy. You can't just give yourself like just like slack just because you're injured. You have to keep going, and you have to keep preparing. Even if you're not practicing, you have to be analyzing games, thinking about your plays, making like strategic moves. It's really it's an ongoing process. You don't just like you're injured so you don't do anything. It's more, you have to do whatever you can, and you also have to make sure to be to whatever you whenever you come back, you have to make sure to do whatever you did before you came back. You have to be you have to be consistent with the way you're playing. You have to have a strong work ethic. In really, that's it. That's it.
What about you, Hank?
Yeah, for me, it's especially when you come back from an injury. So it's what your concern is. It's your timing of the game, the pace of the game, and you have to keep up with the pace of the game because like, you haven't been playing for a while, and you gotta like keep trying. Like again, like everything is the timing, the chemistry. You gotta come back and build those back with your teammates and everything, physicality as well. You gotta come back in shape. So it's tough, but especially with the pace of the game. So it's tough when you're coming back. It's hard to come back, but you still have to go through it and keep going.
Yeah, I think one thing Alex said was I think was very critical. It's you have to go back to what you were before the injury. You got to think that way because unfortunately in my career I had some injury, not big injury that I needed surgery, but I had like nagging injury, like the hamstring, pull my hamstring, pull my quad, and or you roll your ankle, and a lot of times it's just like the time, like you make a move and then you'll be like, ow, I kind of feel it, but most of the time it's in your head, right? Because the last whatever how long you were out, your mind was was thinking about the injury. So everything you were doing, and then you feel the injury, so you still program in your head in the last five or however long you were out, and then you still program is, hey, I if I do this, this is what's gonna happen. So for me, when I was playing, is whatever that was, is when you have your first sprint and then you went after the ball and then you don't feel any, and even though you think about it and then you don't feel any kind of pain, and that's when you'll be like, oh, I'm back. But you're right. You have to think about prior to the injury how you were playing, because if you still have it in your back in your head, you will never recover from it. So those are some good things, guys. So now let's throw it to the viewers. I know Ale said that Pulisic is it's more critical to the national team. But he's also playing for AC Milan. He's been playing well for AC Milan. So we want to hear from our viewers. Who do you think that he's more critical for? Is it the U.S. national team or AC Milan or both? So you guys pick and let the debate begin. So this is the best time of our episode when we need to go back in time. So there's a player here. We're gonna share some clips of that player, and then we're gonna have a little small debate about him. So give me a minute here.
Okocha.
And that's this player.
Yep. JJ Okocha.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wow.
I mean, look at the strength and the balance to be able to kind of
And it's so
recover.
elegant too. It's so elegant. It's
Yeah.
not just the way he dribbles. It just look at this. The class. Oh my God.
Ooh.
Look at this. Nutmeg.
Mm.
Oh my God. Whoa. Just look at this.
Uh, anyway, in Haitian terms, I'm gonna say in Creole, je fais so deep là, il est deep ça siwo. Oh, je peux
Siwo.
alors siwo teli. So so guys, what's your best memory of JJ Okocha? So I'm gonna start with you, JD.
No, JJ Okocha, for me, think about it. If this guy was not playing for Nigeria, I think he would be in the discussion to be one of the top players in history. He has all the attributes of a good midfielder, attacking midfielder. And just imagine this guy was playing in PSG with Ronaldinho. I think before the show I was mentioning that to you, just the way he played, his unique style, the way he dribbles the ball. So JJ Okocha, for me, it's one of the best midfielders, African midfielders that we have seen. And it's too bad, like I said, he didn't play for that long as well at the highest level. But for me, it's one of the good memories as a child. I remember watching him in PSG. So just to tell you, I'm not that old for our viewers, but definitely is one of the best midfielder, like I mentioned, growing up that I've seen playing alongside with Ronaldinho, especially during their time at PSG.
Hey, PSG guy, he used to play for PSG.
Yep.
What's your favorite memory of JJ Okocha?
For me, honestly, my favorite memory was in 1994 World Cup. I think that's where I remember him in that the World Cup in the US. I know he played 98 too. So he was the star. I think Nigeria was a big deal, on that World Cup. They made a very good impression during that World Cup. So that's where I remember well. And so for me, my memories of him was the World Cups. Not really at the club level, to be honest with you, but more at the World Cup. And I remember him, gravitating, owning the field. He was owning the field. He had the ball controlled. He was all over the place. He was the most impactful player for me for that team during that World Cup. So great memories of Didier Okocha.
Hey,
Yeah, same with me. JJ Okocha is one of my favorite players. I like the way he plays. Even me, sometimes I mimic a couple of his dribbles when I play soccer. So I do mimic one of his signature moves. So I try that every time when I play soccer. So
Wow.
he's one of my guy I like watching. Yeah, I like watching him for real.
So you're a midfielder too?
No, honestly, I'm a center back. It's just like
Oh
even
wow.
though when I'm going with the ball in front, yeah. So sometimes I attack. So when I do attack, I do try these moves. Yeah.
so Alex, man, you were not alive when JJ Okocha was was playing, but when you're looking at that clip, what was the skill that stuck with you? Even
It
though
was
it was a short clip that I played, we could have
it's
gone
his
forever.
feints. His feints and body drops is just it's those are his special moves. And then
Mm,
especially
yeah.
his ability to like look at the pitch, and he sees where you are even if he's not looking at you. He knows you're around him. He knows when you're attacking him, and he just has the ability to play the ball through whatever situation. And obviously he's a Tottenham and PSG legend.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's especially with the World Cups. I've seen a few clips, but yeah, he was probably one of the best talents that came from Nigeria.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think yeah, he's really good. He was really good.
yeah. Just like Ale and everybody else, the 1994 World Cup
Woke up.
was
Yeah.
the most memorable one, and because I think we I think what took us by surprise, we never seen an African player play like that before. Like, we used to see Brazilian doing this, but when we saw an African player doing this, we were like, wow, this is crazy. And the flair, the elegance, the way he plays. I mean, this dude never lost the ball. I mean, it doesn't matter if he had three or four guys around him. He always find a way to dribble to get out of it. And I think for me, that was the biggest thing for me. It's just like you expect that from Brazilian players or any other guys, but to see it from Africa, and then he makes you look like, man, JJ Okocha look like the guy that I see outside in my neighborhood playing. So now it make it real for you because you be like, man, that look like Tipol. That look
Yeah.
like this guy. That
Yeah.
look like
Yeah.
this guy that you see that is doing all these movements. Now it make it look real. Now you see, man. Now I'm seeing the guys that I play soccer with. Now I see them on TV, and I think that's what JJ Okocha brought to me was you've never seen somebody looking like us playing like that, and then
Like that. Yeah.
it make it look so real to us. And for
Yeah.
me, that was the biggest. Unfortunately, they ran into Baggio. Baggio was, I mean, and that World Cup, but it was a great player, and he still played like that till today. I mean, when you see like games that he played like some showcase or charity game
Yeah.
when he
For charity games. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
charity still moves like that. So this guy was a talent. He was a gift from God, the talent that he had, and I'm glad that I got to witness watch him play live. So, but good. All right, so guys, we at the end. So JD, you got any kind of update there on
No, I think
major
yeah.
football?
No, I think the MLS, like we mentioned today, that Inter Miami, they were down to 10 men and they were still able to beat Charlotte without Messi 1-0 at home. And I think they're in second position now, behind Philadelphia, where we have the Haitian midfielder Danley Jean-Jacques. But yeah, I think that's about it. But guys, I really enjoyed the show and discussing these topics with you guys. It was wonderful. I enjoyed the time and enjoyed meeting, especially Iggs, right? I hope I pronounced it right. Half Jamaican, half Haitian. But and also Alex, always on point. I'm always amazed to see young talents, not just on the field, but also talking about soccer. So you have great talent, and definitely my man Alain, you know, rocking his PSG jacket, representing. So it was good, guys, and hope we can do it again next weekend actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fun and I enjoy it. Obviously, JD, you're my partner in crime, so we get it together. But it was great to have Alain and Alain. Thank you for rocking that jacket. It looks good, man. So you make me want to go get one.
Hey,
No, seriously. No, seriously,
Alex.
man. You need to tell me what's your contact in Paris so I can get one like that. Obviously, Hig, you're like a brother to me, man. So
Yep.
and we've been talking about you coming online for a long time. So
For a long time, yeah.
it just happened that this today was the day that your schedule
Yep.
permitted for you to be
Yeah.
live with us tonight. And Alex,
Yeah.
Alex, as always, man, you the next generation. And you see the fit hat that I'm rocking right now. Alex should be getting
These are
some
nice.
of them. Yeah, Alex should be getting one of them, in the next couple of days. So
Nice.
that's a way to say thank you. Obviously, Alex is a soccer player. He's into fitness, so it would be the epitome of rocking the fit hat. So Alex, you should be getting that in a couple of days. So we appreciate you, and obviously your Ale.
What's my hat? What's my hat?
No, we will talk about it, right? We'll talk about it. Hey,
Okay.
as long as you give me your contact for the PNG, no.
It's like
It's
a
all
trade
love.
up.
It's all love here. All right, guys, we love you guys. Thank you for doing a great job, and as always, man, see you guys next week.
All right, see you guys. Peace out.
All right,
Good night.
guys. Good night.
They said dads can't stay fit. We disagreed. Fit Dad Community began with a simple idea: empowering fathers to lead, inspire, and thrive. Transform your routine with our exclusive collection, crafted for your active lifestyle. Ready to join our tribe and redefine fatherhood? Shop now and save, because being strong never goes out of style.